I've got this!
On the next all-new episode of My Hero Academia.
I need to rouse him quickly before even more of the solution leaks out. Crap! Blasted machine! Wake up! Tomura Shigaraki!
My Hero Academia. Next Saturday at midnight. Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
The following program may contain coarse language, suggestive dialogue, and discussion of violent imagery and sexual situations. It is intended for mature listeners who can tell the difference between facts and opinions.
We're taking 2022 out back and shooting it on this episode of the Toonami Faithful Podcast. I am your host, Sketch, and with me I have...
Paul Pasquillo, the founder of ToonamiFaithful.com.
And...
Samurai Darrell Maddox, not
and...
drunk.
Editorial writer, LaserKid.
And...
Brittney, social media person.
Welcome to the Madhouse, Brittney.
I'm glad.
What did we say? What did we say? Four old guys and a girl? Is that what we said?
I think that's four old men and a girl, yeah.
4 old men and a girl. Yeah.
Great name for a podcast. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
It's also a great name for something else.
We have one too many guys to be 3 wise guys.
Wise guy.
Could have been 4 wise men and a wise lady.
This
Calling us
podcast
wise
probably
to
comes
be,
out after Christmas anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
It is, gentlemen and lady, our 420th recording, so 420 blaze it!
Blaze it!
Oh my god.
Now, we don't tend to take part in the reefer around here, but we do partake in the alcohol.
Hey, look here. I haven't partaken of the devil's lettuce since college, man.
I mean, if you mean Mountain Dew, then
Devil's
yes,
lettuce.
I partake every day. Yes.
Nah, I do smoke cigars. I drink a bunch of alcohol.
I am the boring guy that drinks almond milk. I used to drink milk. Now I'm getting a little healthier with almond milk.
I'm shaking my head at you, Laser.
You should.
Just drink goat milk and you'll be good, man. But to keep you from farting and being lactose intolerant, I got you.
Anyways.
No, it's weight loss stuff.
I know,
I'm
man.
drinking Nitro Pepsi Vanilla Draft Cola.
So you're gonna be cornholio on this podcast. Gotcha. Okay.
I am
I need TP for my bumper. Yeah.
Fire!
I have to say, Beavis and Butthead still got it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Still got it. Mike Judge has still got it. As if there was any doubt. Oh boy, it sure has been a year.
This is a year that exists.
It's a year that exists.
It was a year that felt strangely fast at the beginning and then very slow in the middle. And now it's over.
Yeah, that's about right.
It was a hurry up and wait kind of year. I guess.
It's been a, hey, let's screw with every single network in Warner Media, now Warner Media Discovery's thing.
Oh, yeah.
Let's fire a bunch of people, too, so it makes it harder to get shows.
Lots of layoffs, lots of write-offs, lots of...
And
lots
let's
of ways
create an
to
original
quote-unquote
and immediately write it
save
off.
money. Yeah.
That, too.
money that you could have easily gotten back.
So,
the woes of being the Shenmue fan.
oof.
Shenmue. What else?
Blood Black Lotus.
It's especially
most
bad
of
for
it.
Shenmue because it didn't even get a digital release.
No, it just aired once, and now it's gone forever.
And
The dub, anyway, you can still watch it on.
Yeah, you can watch the
Crunchyroll.
sub. Yeah.
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 That's all I can really say to this is
Yeah.
It's been
I was
several
so happy.
trying months of unfortunate news.
I was so happy when Shenmue came out, and now I'm so sad.
I mean, dear God. I mean, the only thing that saved Toonami was the fact that it doesn't cost a lot of money.
It seems that way.
Also,
No,
I kind of get the feeling, because I mean, obviously we'll get into this a little bit more, but I kind of get the feeling that they keep Toonami on the air because they're like, well, we have a guy that gets all these shows for us. Let's not piss him off too much.
I don't think they're that concerned about pissing him off.
If they were, they're doing a very bad job of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even though Adult Swim has seen better days, our boy Jason DeMarco just keeps moving on up in the world.
Yeah.
And now Gil Austin is our overlord.
Yes, we got to talk to Gil again. We
All
really
the
do.
praise, Lord Gil.
It's been a while. It's been a while since we talked to Gil.
How does let's start here. How did the year start off? Because this year is like gone by so fast. It's been like
First, we got to
to
talk about the state of Toonami at the end of 2021. My gosh.
Oof.
They went into 2022 with two shows. Two
Yeah.
shows they could premiere. Naruto Shippuden, which they had many, many episodes of,
and they still
and
do.
Blade Runner Black Lotus.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all they had. I mean, they messed up and had to replay an episode. Well, they had to play an episode of Yashahime that they previously intended to play before the end of the year. But yeah, other than that, they had two shows. So I imagine it was quite the scramble to nab multiple shows immediately. And impressively, they did just that. They got the second half of Assassination Classroom. They got Made in Abyss, which was a great, nice surprise. They brought back freaking One Piece.
And gave us the hyper speed through Fishman
Double
Island.
the episodes.
There's a arc to do that too. Although they need to bring it back soon.
I still remember the day we got that news. It was in the middle of the week. I'm pretty sure it was on Wednesday, which was like so few days before it actually aired. And I look at the Toonami Facebook, as I do periodically, and I went, no way. There's no
cool.
way this is real.
I remember us both being pretty excited about it.
The One Piece is real. That's a meme that dates this. All right.
Oh Lord.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That was Sketch's favorite day.
And then they went 1 week where they didn't premiere anything, and it was like they said they were going to premiere something every week. And I was like, just
It's okay.
chill.
Shut
It's okay,
up.
guys. It's okay.
Because the very next week, that was when we got Shenmue and Blade Runner Black Lotus ended. And then the week after that, it was time for the second part of the final season of Attack on Titan. That still hasn't ended.
Man, I'm so fucking tired of this shit, man.
They just dragged that show out.
I mean, literally, I'm ready for it to end, man. That's the only reason why I continue to watch it, man, because I'm ready for this shit to be over with completely. I mean, I done finished the manga, but I need for this anime to finish because I'm like, this shit is like stale beer to me now.
That last fight in the manga is really hard to follow, so I think it'll be good in anime form.
Speaking of shows that Toonami wasn't able to air, I think the biggest thing that pissed me off is when Crunchyroll was like, "Oh, you can't have Demon Slayer."
Yeah.
Oh, but what about our contract over here that says we have the right to refusal, which means we want to play it? Oh, we don't care about that. By the way, We know about your contract, but we're going to charge you more money for it.
Yeah, we're not entirely sure what happened there, but it sounds like they probably did have first right to refusal, and Crunchyroll said, yeah, but we can make you pay a lot for it.
Yeah.
We can make you refuse, basically.
Never mind then. Never mind then. Yeah.
Thus began the great Crunchyroll exodus.
Fuck Crunchyroll, man. They have been
you mean the evil empire coming in?
Yeah. Well, what I meant is all of their content leaving the block.
Look here.
But hey, we have some good news towards the end of the year, but you know.
Look here. Because of them, man, right stuff is turned into bullshit.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
See, we're kind of jumping all over the place here, guys.
Well, you know, it's kind of hard not to. It's related topics.
Look here, we're going on tangents tonight, baby. Tangent. Bridget, please jump in. Bridget, goddamn, man.
Bridget, are you already drunk? Are you already drunk, Darrell?
No, my ex-girlfriend is probably talking about me right now, though.
Oh. Did you have an ex-girlfriend named Bridget?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, this is around the time we hooked up.
I think it's time. I think it's time to bring back Date Darrell. I don't know.
No. I'm working on that. Okay.
I don't know.
Look here, man. I'm just waiting for a response, man. I'll let y'all know something in the near future if that happens or not.
Yeah.
I hate you, Paul. I hate you so fucking much. Brittney, please give us some insight.
No, I want to know more about Bridget a little bit. I'm kind of interested.
You painted yourself into a corner now.
You opened that can of worms. You can't close it back up.
Hey, this is what happens. This is what happens when it's 4 old men and a woman. Okay.
Yeah. Well, basically,
that's the title.
You should be
that's
more
the title
careful
of this.
about how you say that.
This is around the time that we hooked up.
Hey, it's a great title for the podcast.
My earlier years, and Miss Bridget was kind of like a narcissist, and on top of that, like what ended up causing the breakup is there was actually someone else she was hollering at behind my back, and having good intuition about that, I figured it out. So after that, I kind of like just broke up with her altogether, and I saw on her Facebook page like somebody making me feel so because she's playing Flowetry on that post that, and I was like, yep, that's it. And so basically I liked the post, unfriended, and never talked to her again.
Also, it's like how Funimation and Toonami used to be best buds, and then Crunchyroll comes along, they all get absorbed, and suddenly Toonami's not in the picture anymore.
Exactly.
And suddenly it's I need your money.
And it's basically all you gotta do is say yes, because you make me feel so. All right, but enough about that. Let's get back to that, man. Not my little vocal ass love rights. And fuck you about Darrell. You and Michelle are still on my fucking shit list for that. Y'all are not coming off that.
Look, we need to have Michelle on because there have been 3 Lupin series on Toonami.
No.
And we have not talked to her about any of them.
You can talk to her about Lupin, but no Bleach because they didn't put it on Toonami yet. So no.
Not yet. Just relax.
It better be on next year, but we're gonna have some problems.
It's probably replacing Yashihime. Relax.
That seems the most likely case.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's breaking after 13 episodes anyway, so maybe they didn't want to rush into it. Even though it's supposed to be 50-something episodes.
I think they wanted to make sure that all the episodes were recorded before they put them on there.
Not to mention, I'm listening to you from listening your ass. I'm not gonna watch it on YouTube.
I haven't watched it. I haven't watched season 2 of Demon Slayer either. I refuse.
Okay.
That's how loyal
I haven't done that either. I haven't watched the 2nd season of Mob.
Me neither.
I don't know if I want to watch
how
the
loyal
third.
I am.
Damn,
That's how loyal I am. That's how I am. I won't watch it unless it's on Toonami. So
I also haven't really watched Jujutsu Kaisen.
By the way, I can't watch Bleach without a proper fucking promo.
Oh man.
I swear to God, like between fucking Netflix, Crunchyroll, and all these other streaming services, they can't even pull up a goddamn good promo. The only one that's pulling off good promos is goddamn Paramount Plus.
Netflix killed JoJo. They killed it.
And Disney Plus too.
They murdered it.
Disney Plus. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just that was the biggest thing that pissed me off this year was the Evil Empire.
I think everyone's pissed off with the Evil Empire.
For multiple reasons.
Yes. There's a reason we're calling them the Evil Empire.
Yeah, because they cost a lot of jobs too. Same thing with Warner Brothers Discovery. They cost a lot of jobs too.
Is that the Republic of Separatists or whatever it is?
yeah. Let's go with that. Yeah.
A lot of merging and downsizing.
Corporate downsizing is always some bullshit in the first place, though.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, I went through it with Spectrum, man. They really did not want to give us that $15 raise.
I bet.
Oh, yeah, man. Look here, I am a product of what corporate restructuring is. I was like, it's bullshit. When you work in corporate, man, you learn a lot of things. And guess what? They are not your friend.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, look here, your degree is in business, Paul. You know how this shit work, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they don't give a shit about you.
Exactly.
You're just another as it goes. You're just another cog in the machine kind of thing.
Exactly.
That's all it is. And if they don't want you, they'll come up with some kind of bullshit reason to fire you.
Oh,
that's what happened,
man. Like
it's happened to me.
Oh,
it's happened to me, but I'm not going to go into it on this podcast.
Oh no, dude. I'm gonna tell you, this is the funny shit about Spectrum, man. Like, I knew that they was getting ready to lay folks off, man. And I was literally off on my day off, man. I get a call from one of my coworkers and tell me that they have laid everybody off. Dude, I go in there with laughing my ass off, man, because I knew this was happening. I knew it before the higher ups in the call center knew. And the guy was like, how did you know? I was like, I was following y'all trends, man. I was like, I got a degree. I'll find another job eventually. Took me a while, but dude, the look on dude's face when I came in there laughing and smiling, it was like he did not fucking understand. I was like, yeah, I know you're a shitty company. And the funny thing is, I had a meeting with my the call center director and HR that day, like probably a week before that this actually happened, because literally I had been found guilty of hanging up in a customer's face. So who has that last laugh at that point? This guy. And the call center director was actually crying for 5 minutes from what I heard, man. Because she did not know what was going on.
That's
little old
awful.
me knew everything. The guy who knows a lot of stuff about telecommunications and how networks work, they literally pulled one of my calls and he was like, well, how do you know this stuff? I was like, I'm just in the know about certain things and I'm not going to go any further. And it came from talking on the podcast anyway. That's where all that knowledge came from.
Who says being on podcast is worthless?
Exactly.
Please tell me I haven't been wasting 8 years of my life.
I don't know. I think we really have.
You're tearing us apart, podcast.
No.
I mean, like, I put it like this, man. I've gained a lot of valuable knowledge working on podcasts, man.
Podcasts are saving lives.
Yes, they
are.
All
right, so anyways, are you done with your podcast therapy?
Of course I am. Now it's time to drink therapy.
Well, we have heard of podcasts being a way for people to cope with all manner of things. So if our podcast does that for you, we're very happy to hear it. Because we're just trying our best here. And if it puts a smile on your face, that means the world to us.
Absolutely.
So, actually in February, Toonami was looking pretty good.
Yeah.
They had both the Cosmo Samurai 2 and The Return, which was extremely brief.
Yeah, I feel like it needed at least one more, but
and they really banked on the nostalgia by bringing back an old Absolution. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't for what it was. It wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad. It was just really short.
Yeah, it was very, very short. And I understand that they don't have a budget, but it was kind of like.
Considering it's the last thing we're probably going to see for a while of that kind of
Yeah.
thing, that's it's a little disappointing.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Forge was so big, so
Yeah.
kind of hard to follow that up, you know.
But I love how like you're just like, oh, now we're back on an absolution. Wait, what's going on with the Forge? Wait, what's going on with the Vindication?
What is going on with the Forge?
Jeez, like
What is going on with all of these things?
What happened to the base they had in 2016?
I think Jason got himself out of a plot hole. So there you go.
They really don't pay too much attention to the own lore.
Well, I mean, you have like a bunch of Tom Sixes sitting in the Forge, so you're kind of just sitting there going, okay.
Lots of Toms. Yeah.
So
anyway.
Tom Automata.
So, yeah, things were pretty good in February,
Yeah.
and then Lupin returned. That was probably one of the least surprising things that they did this year. Like, there was another part of Lupin. I totally expected them to get it. So, just putting that out there. Yeah. But then both Shenmue and Attack on Titan ended around the same time. I believe actually the very same week. And then things started looking a little less good. Just a little less good. But, and I think we're all still a little surprised at how well this worked. Those Primal reruns really lifted the boats.
Yes, they did.
Like, wow. And then getting the encore for season 2 was pretty dang cool. And Paul still hasn't watched Primal, have you? Watch Primal. It's very good.
I mean, I haven't seen all of it, but I've seen parts of it. Yeah.
Well, at least you've seen some of it by now.
I still love the fact that they're like, oh, let's play it on, what was it, Thursday, and then they put it on Saturday, and then sometimes on Saturday it was actually doing more ratings than it was on Thursday.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that probably
there you
has more to do with how well Rick and Morty did that particular week, but still it's a win. If they had just premiered it on Toonami, it's pretty much guaranteed it would have done better than either of those time slots had done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It really should have premiered there.
Hopefully they learned that lesson.
They won't, but yeah, continue.
We can hope.
No, there's no hope for these people.
Very much.
Don't destroy my dreams, guys.
Then ever so briefly, Naruto Shippuden joined One Piece in the Hour Club.
That was fun too.
It was a good way to get through some filler.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Naruto Shippuden. It is the show that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends.
Well, it does actually end, but we're still like 80 episodes away.
I know.
Which is, more than a year.
Considering how long it's been going, that's still pretty impressive.
2014.
Yeah. Well, it'll probably have had a 10-year run before it's over.
It pretty much didn't miss a week of Toonami except for marathons.
Yeah,
except for that one time they took it off for Black Clover.
It's like the modern Toonami's version of Dragon Ball. In terms of being there, not in terms of draw.
In terms of being there, yeah, kind of.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it's as good as Dragon Ball anyway because I like Dragon Ball better, but that's me.
Oh, you mean Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z. In that case,
Any of the Dragon Balls.
yeah, kind of, maybe.
I'm using the franchise as a whole because it's been all over the place.
Mm. And then a little bit later in late July, or mid-July rather, we got the other probably most expected pickup of the year, being the second season of Yashahime, for better or worse.
And that's one I still need to watch season 1. I have not seen 2 yet.
Mm-hmm.
There might be a reason for that.
And then well, I guess it's about 2 months later. About 2 months later, they unceremoniously pulled Blade Runner Black Lotus off the rerun, and we didn't really think much of it at the time. We just thought, oh, hey, they're doubling up Made in Abyss. Maybe they're going to get season 2. Spoiler alert, they did. But it was truly the first sign that things would be disappearing from the backlog, as Mr. Vestman has decided to sell off the rights to the government for Blade Runner Black Lotus, Fena Pirate Princess, and Shenmue the Animation. All of the Crunchyroll co-productions.
They took it away from us.
They did. They stole my Shenmue again.
Yes. And we can only wonder how long it will be before Housing Complex C gets written off.
Oh, not that pretty soon.
No. Do not hurt my kiwi.
Next month.
So that brings us to Housing Complex C, which was a neat little 4-episode horror romp that
I had
was
quite
appropriately airing in October.
Quite a blast with Housing Complex C.
Mm-hmm. And somewhere in there we got a Batman film night, which is very good. Well, I mean, Batman Hush it's okay. But it was nice, very nice to see Mask of the Phantasm air on Toonami again after so many years. Just that classic Batman, who we sadly said goodbye to this year.
Yeah. I can officially 2022 was another shitstorm.
It was
Yeah.
a lot of passings in November and December. It was very hard on 90s kids to lose both Batman and the Green Ranger.
Yeah.
Very hard on the 90s Fox kids. And, plenty of other people. And we also lost William Frederick Knight. Man, he was still doing voiceover in the latest season of JoJo. He was in a shonen battle anime as one of his last roles. What a beast.
Indeed.
Very impressive. Of course, he's probably best known as the voice of Aramaki on Ghost in the Shell, of which was a very, very good performance.
Yeah, indeed.
May he rest in peace.
He's finally a Ghost in the Shell now. I know. Bad timing.
Well, some of us cope with loss with humor.
Indeed.
Blame it on the alcohol.
Yeah. So there was a fairly long stint this year when I guess they just couldn't spend any money. That's the story. That their Discovery overlord said, nobody spend any money.
Take your ass to the bread line.
Now, we know that every January we give you your budget, Toonami, but we're just going to pull that away from you for a little bit. You can have it back when you get Yashahime. Well, maybe that was a good thing. Maybe that's what it took so that they could afford My Hero Academia Season 6.
Maybe.
Which was a thing that I think we all pretty much assumed was going to happen as soon as they put out that schedule with Season 5. And like, oh, well, okay, I guess they're still going to try to get My Hero. And lo and behold, maybe things are working towards progress over at Crunchymation Plex. Maybe.
Evil
We can
Empire.
hope. I feel like that it's a good sign for sequels like Dr. Stone and Fire Force. Still not really putting out much hope for Jujutsu Kaisen or Chainsaw Man or Spy Family.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe. It feels like they pulled off a miracle here, so maybe they could pull off another one. Who knows? What we do know is that Jason has said that they are talking to Viz, they are talking to Sentai, and they have some fun things planned in the future. And seeing as both Made in Abyss Season 2 and Yashahime Season 2 will end the same week, though I'm not entirely sure how they're going to do that since Made in Abyss is an extra long episode. But they have their ways. Who knows? Could see Bleach. Could see something else from Sentai. Who knows?
Damn it, just give me Get Backers, man. That's 49 sweet episodes.
Get me freaking Gushio and Tora already.
I mean,
Put
like,
Bleach on
seriously.
there, I'll be fine.
I strongly
want
suspect
Bleach.
they want Urusei Yatsura.
Oh, that would be amazing.
So long as the dub doesn't suck, man, because that dub for that movie, you know the one I'm talking about, Sketch. I mean, when I saw them,
They
Amazon
have.
Prime, I
You're
couldn't.
talking about those old Urusei Yatsura movie dubs. Oh, those are.
Dude, those are horrible, man. I mean,
Obviously, they need to play the BBC. The BBC dub.
You know what? I will cut you right fucking now. I love you, but I will cut you. I will literally I will come all the way to the state of Washington and cut you for this.
I will say that even in their most recent dubs, Sentai's still pretty hit or miss, but I feel like they're going to bring their A game for Urusei Yatsura.
Dude, long as it's not a Foster dub, since he's not there anymore, I'm okay.
Yeah, Mr. Steven...
I fucked up kids on the slope Foster.
Steve Seven Foster. He literally changed his name to Steve Seven Foster.
The heck? Why?
Only Steve Seven Foster could tell you.
Oh boy.
And apparently Discotech got new commentary for his most popular dub? Question mark? Ghost
Still,
Stories for their HT
boy.
Blu-ray remaster for Ghost Stories that they're putting out.
You know, I'm just gonna say I give up at this point, man.
I really want Discotech to sell their wares other places than Right Stuff and Amazon.
Like, seriously.
Yes, please.
There are better platforms.
Because you even go to I mean, for a long time, Discotech and Right Stuff were super tight. And, you know, it's good that, like, one of my concerns was when Crunchyroll took over Right Stuff that they would, like, shutter smaller companies and, you know, not promote them, not, you know, kind of bury them. But that doesn't seem to be the case so far. So that's good. So far.
So far.
Yeah. But
I'd still rather not. Like, look, I had to buy Gal Gaigar. So, and Amazon was selling it for way more money than Right Stuff. So that's where my pre-order went.
no, I still use Right Stuff when I need to. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I'm not. You got to do what you got to do.
Exactly. I mean, you know, sometimes I have to do price comparisons, and sometimes Right Stuff has a better price.
more often than not.
Yeah.
But I'm really getting tired of them not having stuff that I want, though.
There is another online store that exists, but their prices might not be as good.
I done checked eBay
Most
too,
likely.
man. And, those.
That's not who I meant, but I don't know if I.
You can look out on eBay sometimes.
Yeah. I don't know if I should be shouting out other stores. So.
Not till they give us a sponsorship.
Exactly.
Good job, Sketch. 10 points for Gryffindor now.
Aha! We're at net zero, guys.
Nice. All right. Cool. So, in November, when we were leading off with the My Hero rerun, things were pretty good, but kind of concerning. But now we got new My Hero, and what a difference one show makes.
Oh my gosh! It's what it means. It's not just My Hero. It means it's not always going to be no from Crunchyroll.
Not always.
It's not always going to be yes.
Well,
we already
Jason,
figured that out.
Jason did say recently on Twitter that it seems like they're loosening up. So, which I think that's if you read between the lines, they're probably not making as much money, and they're going, yeah, maybe we need to lessen.
Oh,
this
gee,
shocker!
You're like taking away all of the ad-supported streams,
Or what it might also be going on too is they may have pissed off some of these anime studios too. So that
I have a strong suspicion that is the case, because there are some choice shows ending up on other platforms.
Yep.
And you get the feeling that it's because these other companies do not want to deal with Sony.
Nope. And I think that's probably why One Piece is on there, on Toonami, because it's
it's controlled by Toei.
Well,
Yeah.
Toei was like, yeah, we don't like where this is going, and you know what? We want One Piece on TV, so fuck you, we're putting it on Toonami.
Well,
I do wonder if Toei is complicating things with getting the dub onto Crunchyroll.
I heavily suspect they are, and Toei is in complete control of both Dragon Ball and One Piece in terms of modern releases. Yes, Crunchyroll releases them, and they use their dub talent, which I'm glad for, but the management is 100% on Toei at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been the case for Dragon Ball since Dragon Ball Super. And
It's the only
since it came back.
It's one of the only things that gives me hope that when another Dragon Ball series does eventually show its head, which, God, just do it. Just do it at this point. It's going to show up on TV.
It's coming. It's just a question of when. And from what I hear, it's going to be a web anime next year, but we don't know when. And that's
a web anime, huh?
It's not going to be
what I hear.
A web anime.
I mean, they're doing a web anime for Sandland, so there's that.
Oh, they are. Yeah, that's
that
pretty
looks
cool.
amazing, by the way.
I don't think it's going to be a web anime. I think it's just going to be.
Oh, the new one is the sources are all pretty much saying that what that means is literally anyone's guess. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Anyone that tells you they do is smoking copium. But
I mean, I think they're just taking their time because they want to have enough material.
I don't know about that. I mean, the manga and the anime are kind of two different beasts.
Yes. Additionally, what's really been going on, as far as I understand, is there have been issues on the creative side of what do we do now, because they've taken Dragon Ball right up to the end of Z period. Dragon Ball Superhero is like a year before the end of Dragon Ball Z. They're trying to figure out what they want to do.
Oh, if they want to rename it or something.
Well, not just that. Like, do you want to try to cram more in a year? It's getting pretty ridiculous. And if not,
Dragon Ball XYZ.
Dragon Ball XYZ. Well, and otherwise, we're into that in Dragon Ball GT territory at that point.
Well, they've already changed so much about GT now.
I am not the biggest GT fan, so I am more than happy for them to.
GT's
to
not
that.
In continuity anymore.
Well,
it literally can't happen because you have Pilaf being wished younger, and so old Pilaf and GT literally can't happen.
Yep.
However, that doesn't mean that Toei seems to want to have their cake and eat it too, because people love their Super Saiyan 4.
By the way, I want to go up. I want to go up and see if those evil Dragon Balls are somewhere. 'Cause-
Yeah, and people love those too, and that's GT stuff.
yeah, I want to get rid of those very quickly if they're there.
I'm not a fan of that personally. I'm not a big fan of GT in general, but it's a matter of trying to figure out what they want to do. They also really don't want to repeat what happened at the beginning of Dragon Ball Super, because you guys remember what those episodes were like.
Oh,
They want to have their ducks in a row. It's what I understand.
Well, we'll see what happens.
that happens with Goku and Beerus. Oh boy.
I'm not going to be.
I punched him, and the universe had waves, dude. Whoa.
I'm talking about it was like 12 episodes.
Oh God, that too.
I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't see us not going without a Dragon Ball series here very much longer. So
I mean, we just had Dragon Ball Superhero, so they're clearly still making Dragon Ball content. It's just a matter of when.
As for next year, I suspect, because I'm guessing we're getting to that point at this point of the hour. I'm guessing we're gonna probably okay.
The
First
big
of
thing in
all,
the Dragon Ball fandom right now is the manga just came back after like a couple months.
He's not talking about Dragon Ball.
Oh, yeah, no,
anymore.
I'm
Oh,
just
talking about
I'm gonna go be
Toonami.
quiet and hide in a corner now.
yes, please.
The only things we definitely know are happening this year are 2 Fooly Cooly series.
Heck
Well, so I was getting to that. So I think the fact that they're doing the first season of Fooly Cooly obviously says that, hey, by the way, we're probably going to be doing this early next year, probably. So I wouldn't be surprised if that shows up here in the first few months at some point. Hopefully Bleach will finally be back on Toonami where it belongs, because the other evil empire, which is not a really evil empire. But by the way, can I tell you, I hate that little fucking prick that went on Twitter like months ago and was like, "Oh, Disney has Bleach," and then now he's like, and then he like tried to like bulldoze everybody that was like criticizing him, and I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, okay, you were right. That's great. Now move on and stop getting your dick wet. Thank you. I just needed to say
Dude,
that.
It was only partially right because it's on
Exactly.
Hulu in the US.
Yeah. Well, right. Yeah, but it's still Disney because Disney owns it. So whatever.
Yeah.
Dude,
But the
it's
fact
like
that
it's a transitive property thing, man. but
internationally on
it's
Disney.
Disney, that's it.
Well, and I believe you specifically said Disney Plus, and yes, internationally Disney Plus, but
Yeah, but you know,
And see, the thing was, he wasn't specific, so technically he was still wrong in his own little way.
he was.
Because it's not, like, literally, it's not on Disney Plus here in the United States, because, look here, this is not going to let the mouse have complete control over Bleach, man.
well,
Bullshit.
you got to remember, Viz is owned by both of those anime companies over in Japan, which is still a whole fucking
Shueisha and Shogakukan.
weird thing anyways, but it's going to be interesting to see if it shows up on TV, which it probably is, because you know people still watch TV. So yeah, I mean we'll probably, well, hopefully we'll see it, but
Look, if it doesn't replace Yashahime, maybe have a little bit of concern. But maybe they might be waiting until My Hero ends. Because if you need another headliner, My Hero level, Bleach is going to be it.
Yeah, man.
and Adult Swim handled Bleach well. So, you know, for me, like, it just it's not right if Bleach isn't on there. And you know, so okay, so we got Bleach, we got Fully Cooley, both seasons of it, or series, or whatever the hell you want to call it, that's coming out, that's brand new.
6 episodes apiece.
Still don't think that's necessary, but hey, I mean, you got the property, you might as well use it, I guess. I don't know.
I am intrigued what they are planning with those two.
Yeah. I just hope the animation's not weird, because it's just like,
Well, it's certainly going to be different.
yeah.
At least for grunge.
So okay, so we got those. Attack on Titan will be there as well.
Yeah, but it seems like it's not going to be a winter show, so that might not happen until spring.
So then we have probably another season of My Hero Academia at some point.
In the fall.
Yeah. What else?
Ain't Uzumaki one of them?
We hope.
We would be very nice.
Let's not talk about Uzumaki because we have no idea what's going on with that.
Look,
it's only what, 4 episodes or something?
I don't think Uzumaki knows when Uzumaki's coming out.
True.
By the way, what was
I gotta believe that they can get that out by October next year.
Yeah.
I gotta believe. Meanwhile, other people are like, I'm telling you, that show is one more delay until Zaslav's like, I'm writing it off. No, they'll definitely.
By the way, I gotta
definitely
say,
finish it. They'll definitely air it.
I gotta say, like, I am 100% behind what Jason and Maki are doing with some of these really short series, like with the one that just passed in October.
Housing Complex C.
Yeah, Housing Complex C. Like I'm on board if you do it that way. Like I think that was pretty cool of them to do. Like I was very surprised, honestly, like how that turned out. I was like, okay, this is I mean, if you can do it this way with some other series, I'm down with that. By the way, if you guys saw on Twitter too, Jason was saying that there's 2 big shows that he's working on that are going to be a big deal. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, can you finally make one that's 10 to 12 episodes long for the season? Like,
yeah, we don't even know
Christ.
how long Ninja Kamui is going to be, but
that's still out there too, isn't it?
It could
Holy
be
shit,
6,
yeah.
it could be 10, it could be 12 or 13.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Schrodinger's episode count.
I'm trying to think.
It's
what else.
interesting that all of the purely Adult Swim co-productions were 6 episodes or less, whereas all of the ones they did with Crunchyroll were 12, 13 episodes. But I mean, that they got the money.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of that, I kind of hope that they finally put season 2 of Demon Slayer on the block. I think that's at this point. I mean, if Crunchyroll, Sony, whatever you want to call it, Evil Empire, the Remnant, whatever the hell you want to call it at this point, the First Order, I'm done. I'm done.
Funny Nation.
You know, if they are loosening their belt, so to speak, you know, it would be nice to have that on there finally, because, I mean, it did well. The first season did well on Toonami. I don't see why the season 2 wouldn't do well.
It would actually be a pretty good marketing tool for them because season 3 is coming.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that I'm going to be, the most important thing I think we need to talk about is the fact that it's going to be 11 years of Toonami being on Adult Swim. So now we're matching Cartoon Network at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And we're nowhere. I mean, if nothing goes south with Adult Swim itself, I don't see Toonami really going anywhere.
Well, it's funny you should mention Adult Swim, because we got some interesting information regarding the future of Cartoon Network as a whole.
Yeah.
From the current head of the network, Michael O'Lean, who previously worked at Cartoon Network, previously worked on Adult Swim, created Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, and Bird Girl. And he's talking some interesting things about how, amusingly, the median age of viewers for the network, including the Cartoon Network part, is 29.
Yeah.
That's do you need any more proof that the kids have left for streaming?
Mm-hmm.
The kids have left for Disney Plus and YouTube. That is what happened.
I hate to say it, but at this point, it's more like, what did you say?
I said in Netflix.
Oh, in Netflix. Okay, I thought you said something else. I was like, weird.
But mostly it's YouTube. Kids are just consuming things like crazy on YouTube.
I mean,
and TikTok.
Gotta get them booty pies.
At this point, I almost think that if you're saying that the median age is 29, you might as well just make an Adult Swim channel. And obviously, you gotta be very tactical about it. You can't just put.
You got the channel space for sure.
Oh yeah, and the thing is you don't have to play your most mature stuff during the day. You can just do that in the evening.
Literally just make it boomerang, be it stuff that, that 29 plus demographic would have nostalgia for rather than Bears.
And I'm glad you brought that up because guess what? Nobody watches Boomerang. So just replace it with Adult Swim channel. Like that's all you really need to do. You can premiere stuff on an Adult Swim channel. I mean, I think I saw.
Now, that's a fine idea, but I personally prefer the method of rebranding Cartoon Network as an all ages animation station and maybe minimizing the presence of Adult Swim as a brand, making it a comedy block, and then of course you still have the Toonami block for action. I think.
Yeah, you mean actually have
direction.
Have the little Toonami thing in the right hand corner like it should have been years ago? Yeah, I'd like that.
Yeah.
Oh God, I would love that. I mean, but here's the other thing too. Now you're going into okay, well, do you want to use Toonami during the week again? Like,
maybe.
If based on what he was saying, like,
there's no reason why they couldn't play My Hero Academia and One Piece in primetime. Well, they don't even have to edit them.
And that's the thing. Like I mean, I don't know.
In primetime, they don't have to edit them.
Yeah, in primetime. If you're talking about during the day,
daytime would.
The thing that I liked that they were doing with Cartoon Network, albeit being that it's too late for it at this point, was where they were doing this whole cartoony experiment, having the really young kids shows. What is it, like maybe early in the morning to like maybe noon, 1 o'clock, and then switching to regular Cartoon Network, and then having Adult Swim at night.
The Nick Jr. and Nick at Night approach.
And honestly, that is what Cartoon Network should have been doing all along. The problem is, and by the way, what I mean by all along is, I mean back, not so much when Cartoon Network first started, but I mean maybe around the middle of Toonami's Cartoon Network run, a little bit later than that, they probably should have been doing this. I mean, the fact that they had Toonami on Warner Brothers, or WB Kids. Why did I say Warner Brothers? WB Kids, Kids WB, whatever you want to call it.
We don't talk about Kids WB Toonami.
And then down on Saturday mornings on Cartoon Network because they didn't have anything.
Whenever somebody says Toonami looks terrible these days, it's like, you didn't live through Kids WB Toonami.
No, you didn't. Yeah.
They put Scooby-Doo in Detention O.
And they didn't even have Tom's voice. Like, it didn't even make any sense. So, anyways, let's move on from that.
We do not speak of that abomination.
Yeah, but I think part of the issue too is streaming has absorbed a lot of these shows, which I'll be honest with you, a lot of people, analysts out there, I should say, not people, analysts out there are saying that because the streaming has saturated the market and it's turned into cable, because people are paying almost the exact same price if they have all of these services as cable. People may start switching back to cable because it just makes more sense to spend that amount of money. Well, think about it this way, though.
Most people don't do all of them, though. Most people do a couple and switch and trade with other people.
Well, and I know Darrell doesn't like Spectrum, but Spectrum, for example, at least, the last time I had it, which I haven't had it in a while, mind you, they gave you all the local channels, plus you could pick 10 for, I think it was under $30. So, you're getting a lot of people that are probably doing that because and by the way, you have to have their internet service too to do that. So, I mean, I think you're getting a lot of people that are doing stuff like that because they want, they want a cheaper option. Because look at Sling. I mean, me and Sketch, I think you still have Sling too.
Oh, I've got Sling.
Oh, and you do too. Like it's going up to $40.
If I didn't have Sling, I would not be able to watch Toonami.
Yeah, exactly. Same here. Dude, it used to be like $20-$30. Now it's going up to 40. I'm actually looking at getting cable again because I'm like, well, if you're going to get closer and closer to that, and I get all my local channels, it's just going to be, and it's still cheaper than YouTube TV and Hulu TV and all this. I might as well just get cable again because, like regular cable again, because, you know, like why spend all this money and get that close and not just go and get it?
Most people aren't doing what we're doing. Most people aren't going and buying Sling or Hulu with TV. Well, only Hulu.
No, you know what?
Hulu
You know what
TV.
most people are doing? Most people are doing this. They're setting up a digital antenna, getting their local channels.
That is exactly what I do.
That's what people are doing. I mean, it's kind of redundant, honestly, but that's what people are doing.
Cheaper.
It is.
But so for locals, yes, but most people will get like a Hulu or a Netflix, or one of the other ones, and maybe one of the other ones, and then they'll just trade with each other, and then it's still cheaper than cable at that point.
Yeah.
And they get to pick their stuff, and that's why cable is getting its butt kicked. Is it's the on-demand function of streaming service is just so much better.
Laser, I mean, you're older than all of us here.
Oh,
Sorry
yeah.
to put you on the spot. But
No, you're right.
older than us.
You're absolutely
So,
right.
I'm sure you remember when cable was kind of just starting out.
Well, I do. I absolutely do.
If you remember, they would give you the local channels, and then for every channel, it would be like, what, 10 cents to add it to your package?
It depended on who you had, but they would try.
Yeah.
They would try and do that, yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't like, okay, you have to get this big package of 500 channals.
But that's
I'm
the way
exaggerating.
no, but you're right. That wasn't how it was, but that's how it turned into.
So if they would go back to that kind of shit,
Well, they're not.
like
gonna
I think
go back to that.
I know they won't.
It would behoove them to, certainly.
It would behoove them to, but if they went back to that, it would be so much better.
I mean, like, seriously, man, they have, like, went up on a lot of prices. Like, I look at my billing with inspection because I keep it around for my mom, you know, because she really doesn't do a lot of streaming. But at some point, I might cut the cord and just, like, downgrade the package. But the thing is, there are, like, FCC charges and the broadcast TV surcharge, which at one point was, like, maybe, like, a couple of cents and a few dollars. Now it's like more than double.
Yeah, the broadcast retransmission fees have gotten ridiculous. That's actually why cable got so expensive.
Well, so what you can, so here's a little hack for everybody out there. Let's say your parents have Spectrum, or like your brother has Spectrum, and you're like, hey, let me get your login or whatever. You can use all these apps like NBC Sports, CBS, blah 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 blah. And you can get those for free on the app because somebody has the login. But if you go on their app, like Spectrum or Comcast or whatever, if you go directly on their app, if you're not in that zip code, you're not going to see anything because Spectrum wouldn't let you do that. So, you know, it sucks because and you know, okay, Netflix is going into that too, where now Netflix is like, oh, I'm not gonna let you.
They've tried,
share.
but it is backfired so badly. They keep backing off on it. They keep saying they're going to do it, and then they lose subscribers badly, and then they go back off on it because
they've already a lot off. They've lost enough.
Because there's so many of these services, people have to do what they do. They have to split them up. And if you make it so you can't do that, well, then nobody wants your service anymore.
Speaking about streaming and apps and all that, speaking of that, like, I kind of hope that rumor that Warner Media Discovery or whatever the hell its name is at this point,
it's still of Discovery.
If they're gonna do that like Pluto-like service where they're gonna have like streaming channels, I really, really hope they do a Toonami channel. I don't think they will. That
would be amazing, but
yeah, I really hope they do because I think that would be great. But you know, it's going to be interesting to see what Toonami has in store for this year. I know there's things that Jason wants to do. I don't know what those are, but I can sense from what he's been saying on Twitter and there's a lot that they want to do, but it really depends on the overlords, honestly, at this point. Like,
to be honest with you, I would just love to have original content back on Toonami again, which is something that was, a Cartoon Network.
You know what I would love
thing is, but I'm getting so sick and tired of seeing the same shit day in and day out. It's kind of,
oh yeah.
I mean,
the big thing that got me to actually sit down and watch Toonami this year was House of Complex C and Shenmue.
Well, but here's the thing that they can do, like. And it's the thing that I keep saying, like, hey, it's okay for you to do this. You have shows like Ghost in the Shell, maybe Space Dandy, some of these other shows that you've produced, whatever. It's okay after years of not having them on to put them back on the air. You might as well use them.
They might have trouble Space Dandy because that the Evil Empire's involved.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Like, basically. You have these shows sitting there. I mean, I don't even know if they still have Cowboy Bebop at this point, but
they still have it.
So it's you have these here. It's the same thing that I say year after year after year, man. Like, you got these shows. They're just sitting there on your app or on HBO Max or whatever. Use them on TV. Use them on TV. Nobody's going to get pissed off at you. Nobody's going to yell at you. Like,
some will.
Well, some will, but there's going to be a lot of us that are going to be like, oh, yeah, that's fine. I don't care.
Oh, a rerun at 2:30 at night. How can we stand this?
How dare they?
How dare
they? They owe us a 6th premiere.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my gosh.
I hate those people. Maybe Twitter should burn because of that.
Dude, I've been waiting for that burn for a long time. Your point,
Paul, considering they are playing all 6 episodes of the first Fooly Cooly, I strongly suspect Fooly Cooly Alternative and Progressive will rerun this year. Probably at 2:30. Also, I do see some people losing their minds over the fact that the Primal Marathon is only 2 hours on Christmas Eve on an otherwise all holiday themed schedule of Adult Swim. And I have to say this, relax.
I was going to say you're lucky.
Nothing.
I have to say, like, you're lucky that Toonami is even playing that night. So
I honestly would not have batted an eye if Toonami wasn't airing that night, because
no, it makes sense. It's Christmas.
2 hours of Primal sticks out like a sore thumb in that.
Exactly. So
it's very,
that's fine.
Very strange.
Maybe that's why they did it.
Maybe.
Who knows?
They have some kind of thing about only playing the last 4 episodes of season 2 of Primal instead of the last 6 for some reason.
By the way, there's one thing that I'd like to know the answer to, and I don't know, because I was thinking about this the other day. Can they still actively go and be like, hey, can we take insert DC movie or whatever and put it on the block, or has that gone out the window and we're going to go back?
Well, I mean, they did get some DC movies this year, but
yeah, but wasn't that before?
No. That was after the Discovery merger.
That was during the you need to stop spending money kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm wondering right now, I really hope they're not going to do what I think they're going to do and do that whole thing where they're like, oh, you want to put the show, like back in the Turner days. Oh, you want to put insert movie on here. Oh, well, you have to spend this money, even though you're in the whole same company. Like, I hope they're not reverting back to that, because,
well, now that they're talking to Amazon, Toonami is not going to be able to compete with Amazon for DC content. That's just not in their pocketbook.
Well, but see, here's the other thing that's floating out there too that we need to point out as well. There's that lawsuit about them not reporting everything.
Oh yeah.
So
AT&T really did them dirty.
Yeah. So So
That's one.
you know,
That look, I'm amused that the Vest Man has to deal with that, but that's not his fault.
but see, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I do. If that is true, I really do feel for Discovery for purchasing a product that they thought they had everything. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
they had.
AT&T sold them some snake oil.
So I could understand if they had to like do like this whole fire sale of shit to get rid of debt. I completely understand that. I will, if that is all true, then you know what? I will give you a pass for that. I will give you a pass. Now, should you have written off shows that quickly? No. Should you have taken shows off of HBO Max that people were watching? No. But I'll give you a pass for some of that if that's the case, because you got to try to find somewhere to you know, stop the fires from burning.
We didn't start the fire.
And by the way, I hope AT&T has to pay a lot of money to Discovery, because guess what? If Discovery has to settle a lawsuit, they're going to come after AT&T big fucking time.
I'm sure it will all come out in Discovery.
Yes, it will. And that's going to be interesting next year, too. That's going to be very interesting. So, you know, there's a lot of things that's going to be happening next year that's going to be fun to see. I really want them. This is just one of my things, and it's been a thing that we've been talking about over and over and over and over again. You got Young Justice there. It made sense to put it on Toonami. If Toonami can get it for free, why the fuck not put it on there? You can start it at season 1 and just use that as a long running series. It covers so many boxes. It's not even funny. You have it for maybe a year or two to cover a year or two. Like, I mean, it makes sense.
It does.
Which is why it will not happen.
Yeah.
Probably not.
And this is why Young Justice will be revived on another streaming platform, probably Amazon.
Yeah.
I like Amazon.
I do too.
Lord of the Rings, man.
Oh boy.
But it's funny because now, and by the way, that was a whole other thing from this year too. I've never gone through. First of all, I've never like had press people when I've reached out to them go dark, but to get passed around a couple times and then it just be silent, and then me having to do something that I didn't want to do to get some kind of information, and luckily that person was cool about it. It kind of makes me sit there and go, wow, this is really fucked up. Like, yeah,
we don't even know how many bodies are in the building at that point.
I don't even know if we could get in the building anymore if we wanted to.
Probably
we can always pick the lock.
No, there's no picking the lock.
They'll have so few people, they can't stop us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's no picking the lock of Adult Swim /TBS.
Yeah.
That you know of.
I can always go as a pizza delivery guy. Who's going to turn down pizza?
There you go. See, we just go pizza.
All right. Didn't we hear that they were going to move their offices over to the Techwood building?
Well, that was Cartoon Network, though.
Yeah.
Because you got to keep in mind, though. That TBS has got the wrestling now, so they probably want to have their own housing unit, anyways. So.
Yes. Well, it certainly has been a year, but Brittney, as a major component in our social media presence, how has that experience been for you this year?
It's been good. Despite all the negative comments, it's been good.
Were there any shows that created a lot of engagement?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot now.
Probably
Yes.
housing complex. Probably season 6 of My Hero. Assassination Classroom.
Yeah, a lot of people liked Assassination Classroom.
Ass class.
Ass class is best class.
I mean, it would be
feels
nice
like
to get,
a long time since that ended.
I know
It does.
it would be nice if we could get Shimonetta.
Yes, yes,
Shimonetta.
Oh boy.
I would even take prison school, man.
yes.
Oh.
That too. All of them.
Prison to school. Oh,
Oh, I've got a wish list a mile wide.
come on! At least go with High School DxD because it has action.
No sketch. You
Or-
know the reason why I'm doing this.
Or High School of the Dead.
Sketch, go to your room, please.
I agree with you, Sketch. They should bring High School DxD.
I mean,
High
it's-
School DxD is a show all about boobs and butts, but it also has a surprisingly deep lore.
Well, and
We
that's
all know what
good.
they really need to bring is Keijo.
Yes.
No buts about it. Bring Keijo.
You be a boob, not
Yeah,
the
we'll learn about their secret butt techniques.
Jesus. Keijo was freaking ridiculous, man, and I loved every second of it. To the point that I own that on Blu-ray.
What's it they call the Gates of Babylon? Was it the Gates of Bootylon?
Yes. Gates of Babylon. Not right.
Oh man.
Oh, we're definitely gonna have to put you back in the corner, Sketch. I'm sorry.
Boob hypnosis.
Hey,
And I'm sure if Curl listens to this, she'll start laughing.
I have Keijo on both digital and Blu-ray.
I have yet to watch it, but I probably will eventually.
But to be fair, I only paid $5 for the digital. Well worth it.
I mean,
But yeah, play that on Toonami.
I mean, look here. I'll put it like this: High School DxD is nothing but, like, I guess a little bit more than Rosario Vampire.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. That
You
thing.
remember? Come on now.
I mean, if we're gonna go down that road, how about we go with something way more wholesome and play Ruma-kun?
Oh my God.
You know
Way
what?
more wholesome. Yeah.
I still have a list of shows
That's
that Toonami should have played, but let's not even go into that.
We're never gonna get Tiger and Bunny now.
I know.
Never gonna happen.
That makes me very sad because it would have been perfect. It was
Well,
the
I
perfect
mean-
show.
I mean, if
Maybe.
Netflix dies,
Maybe Blood Blockade Battlefront still has a chance.
Look here, dude. I'm still pulling for the hentai power hour
okay.
because I mean, interspecies reviewers could probably work.
Oh, look at what time it is!
Oh
I
my
think it's time
gosh.
for us to be done with this podcast.
We didn't dub. They didn't dub more than one episode of that.
Doesn't matter. Then we got Bible Black. There's also La Blue Girl, which could get us into for.
Well, it wouldn't be the first subtitled show to. They're gonna play that Rick and Morty show on Toonami sometime. You know they will.
Yeah. So,
You know they will. It's not gonna premiere there, but it will definitely rerun on the back.
You know what? At this point, man, I'm just gonna go and do another hentai power hour list for Toonami.
Oh boy, here we go. In all seriousness,
Yeah.
and it's great that they got My Hero Academia, but I gotta admit, that's not very exciting to me. Earlier this
Same.
year, it seemed like they were really gonna do something different. Try something different, and they did with Made in Abyss. Not so much One Piece, not so much Lupin or Yashihime. Certainly
Yeah,
was
it's a complex
Housing
sequence.
Complex. Yeah, that's it. They're still gonna push their boundaries with their original series, but as far as acquisitions go, I want to see something different. And I think Urutsu Yatsura fits into that. Kaiji would fit into that. And frankly, just marginally more obscure action shows that aren't really well known would be great to see. Really, really great. So I hope we see some of that in the coming years.
I mean, I would love to see another Gundam, maybe Witch from Mercury.
Oh, Witch from Mercury would be great if they dub it.
I'm sure that they're eyeing that one. And they should
Dude.
also be eyeing Birdie Wing.
Yes. I mean, we need to get some mech back on Toonami, man.
Yes,
I mean,
Witch
I mean,
Mercury
the
would
problem
be a
there
good
is
mech
there's
show.
not outside of the Gundams, Mecha is not as big as it was in the anime world, sadly.
That's
How
because
can
people
Mecha
are-
not be big?
That's what you said.
By the way, speaking of social engagement, we are over 75,000 followers on Twitter. So
Well, damn.
even though it's burning,
Until they all leave.
Yeah.
Which and I'll tell you, like,
How many
because
are
of
bots?
I don't think there's as many, because it sounded like Elon kind of destroyed some of that.
At least it's something before.
And I will say, like, it did seem like we weren't, since this has been going on, I should say, it seems like the amount of followers that we get normally on a weekly basis aren't as plentiful, as I should say, as they were before, because I think people are leaving and bots are getting, sent to the graveyard, so to speak. So
they're being sent to the shadow realm.
Exactly. You know where I was going with that. So, yeah, I mean, because, I keep an eye on these things.
Right.
Which, by the way, you should be buzzing us on Hive, Hive Social.
Yeah, we can't say that on Twitter. We'll get in trouble.
Well, maybe.
Well, actually, Hive's not on the list of things that we're not allowed to talk about, I guess. Yet. But yes. Mastodon is. You can't talk about
it's such
Mastodon.
a weird it was such a weird
talk
list.
About those mammals. It's too much. It's too hard.
I mean, I don't want to go into that too much, but
I know Mastodon was the name of a band, but every time anytime I read or hear the word Mastodon, I just think of Zach going, Mastodon!
It's just very weird to me, because it's like, by the way, I went on there to kind of see what it was like, and I'm like, why is there so many like sub things going on? I'm like, nah, this is too complicated. I'm like, I'm not even gonna mess with this.
Our social media presence may see some changes in the coming year. But we'll for now, we're still on the burning ship that is Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
May it burn.
As Elon continues to poke the Twitter with a stick and say, make money. Make money.
Make money, dang it.
Basically, I hope he gets the dang on electronic clap.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just that harsh today, people. I don't like Elon Musk. He's a dumbass. He has the business acumen of a goddamn turd that's sitting in the grass, and actually that turd serves a better purpose than him, because it actually does provide nutrients to the ground that it's on.
That is true. Turds are actually very important to the environment.
Exactly.
Unlike Elon Musk.
Exactly.
Oh, dear God.
Motherfucker actually went up into space, man. But, hey, here's $6 billion to friggin' solve world hunger. But, yeah, I'm going to buy Twitter instead for $44 billion, correct? Fucking dumbass.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm calling out the shit that is. Like, I'm just calling out the shit that it is, man. I mean, a dumb fuck.
We don't need billionaires. We do not need billionaires.
I mean, like, seriously, man, when your parents own the fucking diamond mine that's not in fucking South Africa.
They're not creating that many jobs.
No.
There's no trickle-down economics. It's all bullshit.
Trickle-down economics was never a real thing. It was just bullshit. I mean, when you got the oligarchy and all this stuff, man, it's just a whole bunch of other bullshit. Let me not get on this tonight. I already got it gives me a fucking headache to the point that, yeah, I'm going to drink more now.
We've tangented enough.
Yes, I have.
Paul, the other day I was looking at our podcast website and taking a look at all of the podcast things that we're on, and was like, wow, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a heck of a lot.
It's the Paul and Darrell show.
I didn't know that there were that many podcast platforms.
There is a lot. There is a lot. I mean, and I'll be honest with you, there's stuff that I haven't even signed up for that we're on, and it's just there. So
it's just there. It just materialized there.
Well, I mean, SoundCloud and Apple kind of were like, these other services just pull from them. So I don't know what to tell you.
I see.
So.
I see. Well, Cool. All right. I guess do the things.
Well, I'll just say this real quick. I just really hope that we get some exciting things from Toonami. And I hope it's just a very exciting year because I feel like for this being the 10th year of Toonami on Adult Swim, it just wasn't very eventful. And I mean, for obvious reasons, but
it was in February, but the rest of the year, not so much. It was, as Junior put it, a filler arc. I mean,
it wasn't as rough as last year, but
if they weren't allowed to play Primal, I literally don't know what they would have done. Because they didn't have a season of My Hero to play. They didn't have anything really big that they could have gotten. They could have rolled the dice and tried something unexpected and see how it did, which I would have been all for. But yeah, Primal did really well for them. So I think that was a successful experiment. But yeah, if they didn't have that, whoo boy. A rough summer would have been even rougher.
So let me do the thing. Let's see. So as we alluded to, I mean, right now we're still on Twitter at Toonami Podcast. Obviously, we don't know based on these new Twitter rules if they're even still in effect, because I just saw something about they may have backed off on those. I mean, I'll be honest with you, we've been kind of talking about, well, wait a minute, if we post our SoundCloud link on there, isn't that like what they're saying you're not supposed to do? So, you know, who knows what's going to happen with our podcast on Twitter, but Twitter at Toonami Podcast, that's where we are. We don't have any problems with Facebook, so facebook.com/Toonami Faithful Podcast, we are there. Also, you can, on our website, which will always be there, podcast.toonamifaithful.com. You can hear all of our episodes there from episode 1 all the way through this episode. So, you know, if something does happen, you can hear them there. So there's no issues with any of that stuff. As far as SoundCloud, not SoundCloud, but podcast apps, as Sketch alluded to, we are on pretty much every single podcast app, even some we probably don't even know we're on.
Zoom.
We are on, and you know, we do have ironically a link tree that gives you all that information. I think it is up on our Twitter page, which might get us. God, this is so ridiculous. Which might get us like.
Look here, man. Twitter flagged me for something I said to you in 2014, dude.
Yeah.
So Twitter.
So I mean, you can basically, as long as you search for Toonami Faithful Podcast, you will find us on your favorite podcast app. But the ones we definitely want you to listen to us on is Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, Stitcher, and of course our SoundCloud page, soundcloud.com/Toonami Faithful Podcast, which again is where you can find every single episode from episode 1 all the way through to this one as well. Yes, I know. Where we even added Darrell in, and Jose regrets even trying not to have Darrell on. So there you go. Yeah, I think that's basically it. I mean, like I said, we do have a Hive page now, which is if you can see our Toonami page, or actually if you go to Hive's Twitter page, they retweeted us. You can find the link because they still don't have profile pages for Hive. So crazy time we're in. So basically, if you do go to Hive, just search for Toonami Faithful. Our handle there is at Toonami Faithful, so you can follow us there as well. We will post the podcast there. And one other thing real quick, too, is we will be posting, since Junior isn't doing the the promos anymore on his YouTube page. We are putting promos up on our YouTube page right now. We're not going to go in the extent of doing the bumps. Chad Bodden is doing that on his page. So if you want to follow him, please do. But all the game reviews, the promos, and that will be on our YouTube page. They're not going to be the 4K extra special ones or anything, but they will be there. So please do check them out when they do come out. And of course, lastly, our Patreon, patreon.com/ToonamiFaithful, or you can go to ToonamiFaithful.com/donate. And as we've said on 50 different podcasts, there's a way for you to donate and help us fund the website, podcasts, and everything that we do. So, let's get on out of here. Brittney, where can they find you?
Oh, they can find me on Twitter if it's still existing on SheBeRoyalty. If it's still existing, you probably can find me other places.
The handsome brute.
And Laser, where can they find you?
You can find me on the burning ship that is Twitter at LaserKid Prime. You can find me on many of V-Lord's podcasts, including the Demon Slayer podcast as a frequent guest.
The V-Lord Podcast Network.
The V-Lord Podcast Universe.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
That's my running joke to call it, but he has a whole bunch of them. And you can find my written work right here on Toonami Faithful.
The VPU. Or if it's the VPN.
Ooh.
Right. So, Darrell, where can they find you?
In the bottle of a burn.
Should have seen that one coming.
Yes, you can always find me at the bottom of my burden or whatever I'm saying. But yeah, you can always find me at Samurai7 at Twitter.com, or you can follow me on my more wholesome, which is Nasia_Rohadinasi at Twitter.com. And that's pretty much about it for me these days. Because I hate all of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up, Paul.
And Sketch, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter. It's Sketch1984, at least for now.
For now.
Quite frankly, if Twitter disappears, I'm not going to have a social media presence. How will anybody be able to contact me?
Sketch, you just need to join Hive. That's what you need to do.
Join the Hive Mind.
Yes.
And Paul, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me on the burning ship that's known as Twitter. I guess we'll go with this.
We're going down together.
And you can email us. You can email me, I should say, Paul Pascrillo at ToonamiFaithful.com if you have anything you want to talk about and all that other stuff, and you got some feedback. Yeah. So this is the last podcast of the year, so we will see you guys next year. Thank you guys, as usual, for listening to us each and every week when we put it out. But that's it for this week's podcast. Peace. We're out.
Deuces.
Hey Tom, what you got there?
It's another quirky play as an animal game called Stray.
So this time you're a cat?
Yep, trapped in a walled cyber city run by robots. You have to use your feline instincts to figure a way out.
So you just wander around doing cat-type things? Ooh, who's that?
That's B12. He's a very useful little drone.
Interesting. But what's the actual point of all this?
Well, there's some platforming and puzzle solving along the way, but it's mostly about exploration, collecting B12's lost memories, and finding your way back to the outside world.
Playing as a cat looks way more fun than it should be.
Oh, it is. And it's weirdly satisfying.
Well, you don't have to be a cat person or even a hardcore gamer to see this one special.
You said it. We give Stray a short but fun 8 out of 10. Sweet dreams, little buddy. 2K1 is finally over, and Toonami's gonna ring in 2K2 right, with all the wrong people. Our time is gone. All this week, log on to Toonami.com and vote for the villain you love to hate. Watch Cartoon Network, New Year's Eve, midnight, when the ball drops. It's on. 4 hours of the worst in the universe, doing what they do best. Make your New Year's evil. Let the games